Can I say something just about this event? And I made it on. Get off of that. No, yeah, of course, bro. What are you talking about? No, but this is serious because if you saying one question, I want to like be able to just say how I feel about the event that y'all put on. And I walked in, I got to see the Malcolm speech from Andre, which was crazy. And to hear Mr. Belafonte speak and give his speech and like just to see the parallels. And I know that's why y'all put this on, was to like drive that message home, but it's crazy how those things are. I mean, it's inspiring, but it's also a little disheartening. It's a lot of things for me, but it's crazy how much of that stuff is still, all of it is still so relevant. And I'm curious to know, and I would love to like talk about it. It's like, how do we stop it from being a cycle of like great leaders who have great things to say and like who know, but it's like, and fight so hard to spend their whole lives fighting, but then I don't want to have to do this 50 years from now and then they quoting you or like quoting whoever, and it's the same thing. So it's like, I wonder what we have to do to like stop that cycle. I have some ideas. There's no concrete ideas, but I have a feeling. Of course, economic power, I absolutely agree with that. But I feel like even before that's possible, it's like we got to turn our sights like from outward at the system, which is totally wrong, like completely wrong. But we got to turn our sights from like looking outward at the system and how wrong it is to like inward and like how we've been affected by it and how we can like work every day to like clean ourselves. Like, we gotta clean, we poison, bro. It's like a lot of poison. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm like totally enlightened. Like, no, I see, but that doesn't mean I'm not affected by what I grew up seeing. We grew up watching ourselves be criminals on TV. We grew up watching ourselves be criminals in the movies. We grew up watching ourselves be gangster rappers. We grew up watching ourselves being a lot of things, video girls. We grew up with this. So it's like a level of like, I feel like self-reflection and honesty that we gotta have. And instead of like marching on Washington, which we've been doing for a long time, it's like we gotta really march on the hood and like march on ourselves and like, and try to wake each other up like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, which I know we do, that's what this is doing, but I feel like if we don't find a way to like truly love ourselves first and like wipe out that lack of self-worth that's been established, then that economic power can never actually truly happen. And then even the success we get in America, we only feel like we're successful because we're doing things that white people already did. It's like, I'm the first black judge in Oakland, or I'm the first, I was like, yeah, congratulations. But you only happy because there was white people that was doing it and now you're doing it. It's like, but what are you doing for us? Who's gonna make the first store in the hood that's not for profit? It's just a store. Nobody's making profit off the store. So I feel like watching those things was inspiring, but I felt like, man, everybody was aiming at the system. And I'm sure they were, but it's like, I feel like we gotta spend way more energy aiming at ourselves and like trying to fix ourselves. So that's what I'm looking at. Like, okay, I'm rambling right now, but that's the gist.
Yeah, I used to feel this. Like I used to feel like, yeah, it's true. I felt exactly the same way. I still feel that same way, but I feel like when you wash your hands, bro, like both hands is washing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we gotta look inward, but at the same time, recognize which outside forces made us. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, like, for sure.
And it's real easy. Like it's real easy to get caught. Like I used to get caught up blaming. I used to blame like everything was like black on black crime. Like how can we be mad at police officers for shooting us if we shoot ourselves? Right? You hear this a lot, and a lot of times when you go to somebody else outside of the community and you say, hey, these people who we pay our tax dollars to fund their bullets and they chains and they come in here and they kill our kids for no reason. And they say, hey, but you don't say nothing when all of the black kids is killing kids. You know what I mean? That's kind of like a trump card.
That's the worst.
That I used to use, a trump card that I used to take and accept. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like, oh man, you right. Like, what's wrong with us, man? We just kill each other. You know what I mean? Like, there's something wrong with us. I think it's because our low self-worth and all these different things. You know, till I actually looked at the mathematics. And I looked at the mathematics recently. Like, crime occurs, you know, I rob who I'm next to. You know what I'm saying? So all crime generally looks, you know, demographically segregated. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a high rate of, if I'm an African-American man, I'm gonna get killed by another African-American man, but if I'm a white man, it's a high rate that I'm gonna get killed by a white man. It's the same rate, basically, with the few of the same percentage points. But when it happens in a white community, nobody says, hey, what's up with all this white-on-white crime? You know, so they just say, it was some violence, you know what I'm saying? And as long as we live in, Cole, as long as we live in neighborhoods where it's easier to get access to a gun or drugs than it is to get access to a job, you're gonna have violence and you're gonna have these lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? And me and you, we can make money making movies, making music, and look back and say, hey, what's up? But if 90% of us, all they see, scratch a video, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta turn a video where I'm from to see, you know, what you saw in the movies and same with you, right?
For sure.
Yeah, so my uncle getting money this way, my mom's getting money this way, you know, my father locked up and this, that, and the third. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know what I mean? And I think that we gotta just watch both hands. We gotta look at outside and inside.
I agree. I 100% agree. But I feel like to that point, and you're absolutely right, you gotta be aware. You gotta get your knowledge up, period. You gotta be completely aware of what's happening on the outside. But I feel like if you do not master inside first, outside is a waste of time. Like, it is truly a waste of time. Because what's gonna happen when you change the system and you overthrow the system?
You're still broke.
You still broke. You broken inside. You're gonna end up repeating the same cycle. It happens over time in history, period. There's a revolution, new people take power, right, and then the same thing ends up happening. Why? Because those people that took power was poisoned by the same things that they grew up. So I absolutely agree with you, but I feel like if we had to choose one first, exactly. Don't be naive to what's going on into the system.
Right.
But it becomes so much more irrelevant once you start powering up yourself and in your community. It's like, well, we clicked up over here, and we all know, and we all loving each other. So it's like, I understand what you're saying, but I feel like that first, you can have this, and the outside will get fixed.
Right.
But you cannot fix the outside without fixing inside, because it's going to lead to disaster is what I think. You know what I mean? But I totally understand what you mean.
I agree with you 100%. I just feel like we can fix the outside, like we can work on the outside and the inside at the same time.
I agree with that, for sure. We need, by the way, I feel like, I just feel like this is healthy. Like, bro, this is two young black men having intelligent dialogue about what's actually happening right now. Like, I'm gonna say thank you for including me with this, bro.
Thank you for,
and like, this is an honor to just be here, bro. Nah, for real, thank you, bro. For real.
It's good, man. We are part of the same body. Bro, my hand don't wake up and thank the other hand. You just move. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep moving. You feel me?